Hey teachers and friends, today I want to show you how to use some basic keyboard shortcuts. These are for things that I find myself doing all the time on the computer, and it really speeds things up a bit. So to get us started, I've got an on-screen keyboard here, and that's going to highlight whichever keys I'm pressing as I touch them so you can see what I'm talking about. And for starters, I also want to point out that this is a little different if you're on PC or Mac. So if you're on PC, you're mostly going to be using the Control key. It's usually in the bottom left or the bottom right of the keyboard. If you're on Mac, you're going to be using the Command key. That's not shown on this keyboard, but usually it's right next to the space bar. The first shortcuts I want to show you how to use are copy, cut, and paste. And to do that, you're going to use Control or Command and C for copy. So let's say I want to take some text or a picture or whatever and move it somewhere else. I'm going to highlight the thing that I want to move. I'm going to hit Control C. I'm going to go to the new place I want it, and I'm going to hit Control V. Boom, there it is. If, on the other hand, you want to cut something that is going to remove it entirely so you can put it somewhere else, you go ahead and hit Ctrl X. Ctrl X will put it on your clipboard, and then you can paste it from your clipboard again with Ctrl V. Now let's say I made a mistake. Not that that would ever happen, but hypothetically, if I wanted to undo something, the shortcut key for that is Control and Z. So if I hit Control and Z, it'll undo the last action I took. Let's say I go too far and I hit Control Z too many times and I undo too many actions. Well, if I want to redo something, I hit Control Y. I'm not sure why they picked Z and Y. I guess they ran out of letters and just started working their way backwards through the alphabet. The next function I want to show you is how to find something within a document. So if you hit Control F, it's going to bring up a little menu where you can type some text in, and it'll highlight every instance of that text within a document. This is really useful because it's going to work across a lot of programs. It's going to work in Microsoft Word, your internet browser, and even some PDFs. And that can be useful for lots of things like looking up a particular student out of a big list of all your students. All right, now this last shortcut is my favorite because it's definitely saved my bacon a couple of times. Let's say hypothetically you have a couple of different tabs open in the internet and you accidentally close one, but you don't even remember what it was, so you can't just search for it again. In that situation, what you're going to want to do is hit Ctrl Shift and T, and that'll open up that browser tab that you just closed. It'll bring it right back from the dead. It's a real lifesaver. I love that one. All right, well, hopefully at least one of those shortcuts was useful to you. At any rate, good luck out there.